Pain can differ from one's unique reality. We all have a tendency to drown in our own confusion. It's easy to feel trapped in our past and future. Sometimes, the desire to swim back up, well, that feeling can slowly disappear.
Great awakening, everyone. So proud of you guys, the Minnows. Good work. Each and every one of you is taking the time to heal your body, your mind, and your spirit with this practice. And it's growing, and we're sharing it with others and showing the results. So Happy New Year, and every day at 9 o'clock, we'll see you tomorrow. Well done. Blessed.
My name's Kit Warren, and as a child, things were wonderful and mystical, and that's what kept me exploring and playing. I was always an outdoors kid, so I loved outdoors, running with my dog and being, alone in nature and connected. It was a confusing upbringing. We moved around a lot, so I got to really experience bullying. Some of the worst times were in grade 8, and there was a term where I got all E's and 1 D, and I got my D in phys ed, and I was good at phys ed, but what was going on was I was being bullied this whole month. And rather than, being able to figure out, how to manage those things, they just get stuck inside. I always had in mind of what others thought, it was important. Being respected, being someone or something. So I joined the fire department in Langford, the volunteer fire department.
Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet every moment worth savoring. When in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, pushy, insistent, sharp. To bring into balance, take a class.
My name is Destiny Rain Hunter. I am 30 years old. I recently finished a registered massage therapy program to become a massage therapist here in British Columbia. Yoga offered me ease in my body, in my mind, in my soul. I really love connecting with people from unique backgrounds. I find that humans are fascinating creatures. Growing up, my life was a pretty wild ride. There was a lot of change. My parents separated when I was very young. I couldn't remember them being together. Both my parents had partners that didn't particularly enjoy kids. So my mom kicked me out when I was 12, and then my dad kicked me out when I was 15. When both of my parents had abandoned me, it really affects your own self-worth.
Kind of swim on under the water to the other side on one breath. So those little sea kelps there are our goalposts. So we know when we swim between them, then we're like about halfway. Yeah. So it's better if we start here just for our own visualization, because you don't really know where you're at.
Champion! Look at her go! Yeah! Well done.
In many cultures, the ocean is seen as the source of creation and birth, a place from which life emerges.
This place is amazing. I love it. I get so energized from swimming in the ocean. But there's no place like this on the island. The water's so clear and clean, and it's colder than in most places here. And that's what we really love. It's cold. Yeah, I love it. This is beautiful.
happy? What do you do?
Love ourselves.
That's right. We gotta love ourselves. That's right. Yeah. What's the one thing that you do to keep yourself happy?
My mom.
Your mom?
And you.
And me. Oh, thank you. Hi, babe.
Hi, my name is John. I'm from Vancouver, BC, Canada. Growing up as a kid, I played a lot of sports all year round. As I got older, I became a professional chef. You like this?
Yeah.
So I left my place April 7th, 2003. I was on my way to go visit a friend. And I came to an intersection. And around the last corner, my car had picked up an oil patch and spun my car out of control. Putting me into the other oncoming lane of traffic where a big truck hit me so hard that I spun around 3 times. My whole engine moved to the outside of the vehicle, and I literally left my body. And I just started screaming in my head, "No, no." Woke up the next day in Vancouver General Spinal Ward. I was then explained to what had happened and had a surgery, and so I've got a C3, C4 neck fracture with a Harrington rod in my body for life. Everything just started falling apart. I started to self-medicate with hard drugs. I started to drink alcohol more so. I started to really not care about anything.
Hi, my name's Ash Graham. I live here in Victoria, BC. I'm a yoga teacher. I have 2 children, 2 daughters. And I'm a very proud member of the Minnows swim team and have been since 2020. So getting back into it, as someone who was diagnosed with bipolar in 2013, I've been on a healing journey. I've done all kinds of different things, practices that encourage breathing, encourage body awareness, building that connection. But by far, swimming in the ocean has been the most powerful. Like, there's no debating it. and they're all beautiful, and it's not a contest, and one's not better. They all work together to promote that healing and that pursuit of working towards that better version of myself. As far as like anxiety and depression, 10 minutes in the cold water and all that stuff isn't there anymore. You know, for myself, I can't speak for anyone else, but I know how much it's helped me on my journey. And it's really been just this beautiful thing that's always there. Your body intelligence and what the ocean can show you through that connection is that the blood leaves your brain and protects your heart. And that's a powerful message. And I feel like that's just one of the many deep sort of lessons that I've learned in going to the ocean and being open to that healing process and feeling the power of calm.
My intention rock. I've often put rocks on the rail as a kid to disrupt the train, but this is my second rock I've taken off the rail to save the train. This was the first, and this is the second, so I'm always learning. It's intention.
Kit Warren, special guy. I met him through a mutual friend of ours, Jason, and we clicked right away. Really thought the guy was funny and full of life. Kit kept bugging me to come, come swimming, come swimming.
We call Kit the ocean coach, and he always has these different kind of ways to build internal fire and to warm up your muscles and to kind of almost distract your mind from getting caught up with that shock of the cold.
Kit has encouraged me and many others to come and feel the power of this practice and work together and learn from one another, and it's just a beautiful thing.
If I could pick a dad, I would pick Kit. Because he is both a role model and has a very healthy inner child.
Even the surgeon said he couldn't believe how mobile I became after a couple of weeks out of surgery. But I continued to go every day, every single day, every single day. 8 months straight without missing one day. And so this cold water therapy, that's this craze now, it does so much more for not only yourself, but in a community aspect. How it brings people together to talk about whatever their issues may be. And as a community together, we're lifting the person that's weaker up to get them to strength again.
We had a call out for a vehicle accident. You don't know what to expect. There's adrenaline. You're getting your rest of your gear on and masking up in the truck. The person is screaming death screams and shattering. And, you know, their feet are just wrapped underneath a chair. They're part of a dash. You can't do anything. So you know that this is the guy who has been drinking and come down and hit the other car head on, and the other car is a young mother. And those scenes play out as a new now every time a siren comes on. It takes you back. And you just relive it. And you don't know how to not relive it. And I've just taken, the time to explore many techniques to find my center again and get back to self. And the ocean does that for me.
This community, the Minnows, welcomed me with open arms to film their personal stories. Kids showed me the power of community. When we are together, even when life is filled with darkness, we can still uplift one another. Swimming in the cold water mirrors the challenges we face in our lives. In these moments of discomfort, we discover our true resilience. With community, we are strong. And with love, we are all capable of healing.
You'll stay on my mind. You'll stay on my mind. Since you came to me, my life has changed. Bad things will be gone, the good